ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। वेदोदधिं समुन्मथ्य ज्ञानरत्नं समुद्धृतं येन तस्मै वसिष्ठाय गुरुणां गुरवे नमः। वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय। सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय। शब्द ब्रह्म की जय। सरस्वती महारानी की जय। योग वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। हरि ओम। We are going through Yoga Vasistha Nirvana Prakaran first half and the 63rd chapter. We were discussing on the story of Jivat, where Jivat was contemplating over his past lives, being awakened by the satsang with Rudra. He became Rudra and he had the knowledge of the self, and then he could see everything at a time, just as a long past dream. And in that he saw all his past lives, 100 lives. And he contemplated over everything, how fool he was to have such dreams. And in the dream, of course, he had passed several lives, and now because he is awakened, now he is able to see all these past dreams. So now he wants to have an amusement. Why not I go back to all these lives and my old lives should be awakened, so that all my past lives, they will be aware of the dream and they will get up from dream. Why not? So this is what he contemplated, and he wanted to go to the first life, that is Jivat, who was drunk and sleeping nicely and dreaming all these dreams. From there his dream life started. इसी प्रकार विचार कर यह रुद्र उस सर्ग में चला गया जहाँ मठ स्थित भिक्षु मृतक की तरह निद्रा में स्थित था। This awakened but in the dream itself, he was aware of the dream, so he got up from the dream. That means he was awakened, he was witnessing everything, and he went to the fast life, that is the fast Rudra Jibat, who coming down from the Samadhi, he wanted to know about ignorant persons, how do they live the life. So somewhere he was roaming around the streets of a city, and one day he drank fully and went to sleep, and in the sleep he was dreaming, and all these lives he was dreaming in the dream. So now our awakened Jivat, that means Rudra, he went to him and saw himself sleeping nicely and yet dreaming. तदनंतर उस रुद्र ने उस जीवट नामधारी भिक्षु को जागृत कर स्वचित्तांश चित्त एवं अपने अंशभूत चिदाभास स्वरूप तत्वज्ञ जीव से संयुक्त किया, और वह भिक्षु भी अपने भ्रम का स्मरण करने लगा। प्रस्तुत श्लोक से वह सूचित होता है कि रुद्रांश जीवों के प्रवेश की कल्पना उनका सत्य संकल्प एवं विचित्र भोगों के जनक अवशिष्ट अदृष्ट के बल से बाधित हुए भी जीवट से लेकर रुद्र पर्यंत सभी शरीरों तथा उनके प्रपंचों की कल्प पर्यंत अनुवृत्ति हो सकती है। इसलिए भिक्षु के जागरण से हम लोगों के स्वाप्निक प्रपंच की तरह उन शरीरों एवं उनके प्रपंचों का निरनुवृत्ति रूप बाध नहीं होगा। So in this point we were discussing that these all past lives, they can sustain in the dream as long as the dream goes on. This dream is a dream of the universal being. As long as the universal being dreams this world, so long all the lives who are dead and gone relatively in this dreamy creation, they are yet, though they are dead to the relative life, yet they are alive in the long dream. So this relative point should be understood. And on this we were discussing yesterday. Everything is imperishable. Whatever we think, whatever our life is, it is of course changeable in gross form, but in the subtlemost form it remains as impression forever. Nothing is lost. Whether you are dreaming or you are awake, that doesn't have any difference. Everything remains as it is in the subtlemost form of impression till eternity. Nothing is lost here. And energy is nothing but imbalanced state, vibrations. So that also stands upon the equilibrium state. So everything is imperishable. Everything remains as it is. Nothing is lost, nothing is gained. So, in the end, we can say everything is possible in the illusion or confusion or maya. Everything is possible. So life can be seen in death. Death can be seen in lives. Dreams can be seen in waking state. Waking state can be seen in dream. Everything is relative to each other. So now we don't have any doubt that this dreamy person, that Rudra, who was awakened from his dream, he can go by satsankalp, by willpower. He can go to the fast body, that is Jivat's fast body, who was sleeping and dreaming. So this Rudra, he went there and woke him up and made his mind aware of the dream. So he woke up from the dream and realized, oh, what a fool I was. So now another complicated question is before us. If the original dreamer, of course he was dreaming in the dreams, so it was going on, everything was going on in the dream. Dream within the dream, in that 100 dreams he has seen in the dream. But when the original dreamer has waken up, so all those dreamy objects, that means dreamy lives, should disappear? No, no, it will not disappear. It will remain as it is, because in our practical life, day-to-day life, we see whatever we imagine or see in the dream, that remains for some time in waking state also. That's how we remember the dream. Oh, I dreamt like this. So that is yet there. It is not lost, it is not destroyed. We remember the dream in the waking state. That shows dream remains as a dream forever. Once anything is thought over, those thoughts are eternally existing everywhere. Why? Because the substratum, the absolute equilibrium state, it is eternal, it is imperishable. So on that anything can be imagined and everything is possible. For example, if we imagine something on a white paper, this is a white paper, And what is available here? Anything you imagine, it will appear here. This is the magic. Anything you can think over this, and you can have some impressions over this, where there is no impression at all, and that can be manifested by some ink or lines, pencil lines or pen lines or some ink or something. In any way you like, you can draw your picture what you think. So how can we say it is not present here? Everything is present here.
There is this joke, Swamiji, about modern art. In a gallery, something like this was put in a nice canvas.
Yes.
And the price was some, $5 million or whatever. And the artist was standing there. And people were asking, what have you done? Can't you see this? Lovely meadows. Then there are these cows here. They are grazing. He says, where are they? The cows have gone after grazing.
They have gone to their sets.
Give me $1 million now.
There is a beautiful story on this. There was a king, and he was very much fond of new clothes, new dress. Always, every day he wanted a new dress to be dressed up. So many people came, all the weavers who know to make some beautiful dresses, royal dresses. Many people came and they presented him everything new every day. And in the end, some cheaters, they thought this foolish king, we can cheat him easily. They were a group and they came, oh great king, we are the weavers, we weave beautiful royal dresses. Of course, it will take some time and it will be very costly. It will be very much fitting to you. Completely new. Nobody can imagine of it. We are the celestial weavers. We have come to you to present something. Of course, it will be very costly. Are you ready to allow us whatever expenditure will be? You can easily bear it. Oh, is it? The king was very glad. What kind of dress you will make? No, you will see it afterwards. We cannot explain it. It is so beautiful. Nothing can match it. And you will see in the end. And you will admire yourself. Okay? But we have to undergo some rituals and we have to do some worships and other things. Then only it will be possible. We have to have some vows, undergo some rules and regulations. Then only we can make such a dress. Oh yes, can you? Yes, yes. They persuaded the king like anything. The king was a fool. He believed, yes, yes, something will be very extraordinary. So come on, start it. And you have to give some initial expenses. We have to make our weaving yard, and we have to set up everything, and then we have to purchase some ingredients, some silken threads and all those golden threads and silvery and other things. We will add everything to it. It will be something unimaginable, unseen, and extraordinary. But it will take some time. Yes, yes, never mind. Come on, go on with it. He gave some money to them. You see, great king, we are going to do something extraordinary, and it will have some conditions also. What are those conditions? You see, who has no certainty on his father, who is not the son of a real father, he cannot see this. Only a real son of a real father will be able to see this, or else others cannot see it. That is the a precondition. That is the nature of that celestial dress. You see, it is not ordinary earthly dress. So people of purity can see them, see that. Or else impure minded persons who are not genuinely they have right dynasty, they can see, or others they cannot see it. Okay, what is there? This is something ordinary condition. Let it be. Go on with it. So the cheaters, they started doing something after 3-4 days, and they said, yes, everything is ready. They set up everything properly, as the weavers do. And then they brought something, nothing was there. They pretended everything as if they are bringing some threads of gold and silver and other ornaments are. They are stitching in it and doing everything, and they are weaving the cloth day and night. They were ever engaged, and people started coming, and the king also ordered the subordinates to go and see what they are doing. They have taken so much money. The person first went there, see nothing is going on. Said, then he had the doubt, am I a true son? Maybe others are seeing and I am unable to see, so I should not open out my demerits. You see, he asked others, are you able to see? Yes, yes, beautiful. So nobody will say, I am not a son of my father. So it went on. Whosoever goes there, everybody started saying, yes, yes, it is so beautiful. As the weavers used to say, everybody has to ditto. Yes, yes, it is so beautiful. See these golden wares and how it looks. Oh, it looks very beautiful. Nothing is there. But everybody used to say praise like anything. And in the end, some ministers started coming after a few days. How is going on? So everybody says, very beautiful. And they come and inform the king, yes, yes, it is going on nicely. So in the end, the Prime Minister and the king went there to see. When the cloth was ready after 1 or 2 months, so they came, "O king, it is now ready. So will you come and see it? If you have any other ideas, we can add to it. Come and see how it looks." So all the subordinates, the ministers and the Prime Minister, the king, everybody go there and see. Everybody is looking at others. How do you like it? So everybody thinks, yes, how can I give my loophole? He is bound to say, oh, it is so beautiful. So if one says it is so beautiful, so others are bound to say, oh, yes, yes. Arey, see these designs. So in the end, the king thought, am I not the real son of my father? Everybody sees the cloth so beautiful. And how can I say I am not able to see? He also, yes, yes, so beautiful, so beautiful. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you. How much you need? The rest money, and you will be rewarded. Most beautiful. So the cheater said, King, we cannot give this like this. In the audience, before everybody, we shall dress you up with this dress, and everybody should see it. In the public, they nuded the king. The king was standing there nude, and everybody was clapping. Yes, yes, beautiful. Beautiful. Yes, nobody was dare enough to say, no, I am not able to see anything. The children started telling, shouting, oh, see, the king is standing nude. The elders will say, hey, stop your mouth. Don't say like this. Don't tell out your loophole. No. It is so beautiful. Are you not able to see? No, we see nothing. No, don't say like that. And in the end, the king was sitting on the elephant nude, and he was taken for a tour on the whole city. And in the end, these cheaters were rewarded with so much golden coins and everything. This is how our world is. Yes, the world looks very beautiful.
The entire life is spent, Swamiji, in living up to an image, either which we create or somebody has given it to us.
Exactly, that is what I emphasize upon.
This is what is coming out.
Yes, everywhere, everything is like that. Whatever we see, whatever we believe, whatever we know, everything is on this basis only. We believe everything blindly, just like the king. Yes, yes, because everybody is able to see. So how can I say I don't see anything? This is the blind faith, blindness of each of us. We don't see anything and yet we say, oh, so beautiful world. Now, Jivat goes back to his, the Rudra goes back to his past life, Jivat, and he stimulates the brain cells in the waking manner. That means made it conscious. So he was awakened and he got up from the dream. वो भिक्षु भी अपने भ्रम का स्मरण करने लगा. And that Jivat, that ascetic, he saw all those dreams in his waking state. Oh, I was dreaming like this. I underwent so many lives in my dream. He was wonderstruck. आश्चर्यचकित हो गया अपने आप को रुद्र रूप तथा जीवट आदि के शरीर रूप में भी देखकर. तत्व ज्ञान होने के कारण आश्चर्य करने में अयोग्य भी वह भिक्षु इतने थोड़े समय में चिरकाल के जन्मों के अनुभव रूप तथा स्वाप्निक रुद्र शरीरादि की अनुवृत्ति रूप आश्चर्य के अवलोकन से आश्चर्यचकित हो गया. He was just sleeping on the night, one night, and here hundred lives have passed. And Rudra, that last swan, went to Rudra Lok and he became Rudra and he got the knowledge of the self. So he woke up, and when he woke up, then he came to this fast dreamer and made him awakened. Now he is so wonderstruck. In such a little time, I have passed 100 lives. What a strange. तदनंतर वह रुद्र और भिक्षु दोनों ही उठकर चिदाकाश के एक कोने में स्थित कहीं ब्रह्मांडांतर में चले गए. So both of them, both are one, but apparently they are two. One was Rudra. When they are awakened, they are only consciousness. How can there be two in the consciousness? But yet that idea of two difference is there. So they felt different from each other, though they were one only. Both the ideas were there in one mind. You see, we are different from each other. As per the dream was concerned, but really we are one. The Jivat is one, and he was the original dreamer. So, two in one. The feeling of two, feeling of difference is there, and yet oneness is there. Just as I can see myself in the form of hand, hand is different from me, yet I am the hand. Similarly, that both the feelings can be in one. And both of them, they got up from the dream and went to some other corner, to some other universe in the sky of consciousness. So how long they will take? Yes.
So, Swamiji said that we saw all his past life, all his past life. So, if you have to understand logically, analytically, all his past life, what he has seen, is in relative time.
Time of a dream, not of their waking state. Waking state time is different. Dream time is different. Many lives in dream only. When they woke up, there is different awareness. Awareness, of course, is one. One was dream awareness, and from that the Rudra woke up, and in that waking awareness he has come out of the dream awareness, and now he has been one with the absolute awareness, and in that he is looking of the relative awareness. He is looking at the previous body as the dreamer, as the jibat, and now he woke him up. So both are in one consciousness, and they were feeling two in one. Just as we say the pot sky and the outside sky. Don't you say? Is there any difference? Apparently there is difference. Because of our assumption, it is pot sky and this is outside sky. In this way, hundreds of skies can be in one sky, isn't it? So in this way, two are in one, and they are also traveling. Can the sky travel anywhere? Because it is all pervading. Just as I travel from my head to the toe, my travel, it is wherever the mind is, the being is there. So
This is how we dream also, na?
yes, yes.
When we dream, see, like I am dreaming and I am dreaming full 100 life
Yes,
together.
yes.
And
And in no time,
in no time.
no time,
How we dream at night.
we see so many worlds, so many phases of our being. You see, we will be taking bath in a river and amusing with our friends, and all of a sudden that will disappear, and it will take some time, 2-3 hours to have a beautiful bath with the friends, sunny midday, taking bath in Ganga, and then all of a sudden we come home, and I was flying from the sky. I went up to some mountain, and from the mountain I wanted to jump, let me see, and I was flying in the sky, and I saw several birds were flying, so I was competing with them. All these are possible, and time factor differs from each phase to each phase. and yet when you wake up, it is so small time. So our understanding of time is totally dependent on so many other times. We have some idea about time with which we go on, and how we behave. Whatever idea you have, somewhat I have also similarly to you. So we can behave in same time with each other. When you go to the dream, your time becomes different from my time. I will be sitting there and I will be reading something. I have not gone to sleep. So your time becomes different from my time. I cannot communicate with you. When there is somewhat similarity, then only we can communicate with each other. Time differs, situations differ, our state of being differs, different states. I cannot communicate with you when you are deep asleep, when you are in dream, when you are in meditation, because I am not in that state. I cannot communicate. If I want to communicate with you, I have to go to that level of existence. Then only. This is how the yogis enter into the others' bodies and they stimulate, they adjust the mental conditions in no time. And when they come out, then both will see similar things. It is adjusting the what do you call the tuning frequencies, yes, tuning those knots, क्या कहते हैं वो जो
फ्रीक्वेंसी सेट करते हैं ना,
हाँ सेट करना, वही तो उसको क्या कहते हैं जो लग knobs. We have to adjust the knobs to settle these frequencies. Then only we can see those, or else they are invisible to us. They are there in the air. Radio waves are there, but we are unable to see it. When we adjust the television or the transistors or the radios, then only we can hear or see the things. It is just the similar with the mind also. Different minds adjust with each other.
So, if you say then logically, the different dimensions of time which is experienced by the mind, so it is either the modification of the mind or it is like that we have a first floor, second floor, third floor, it is going from one time to another time to a third time.
Mind has all these frequencies. So we call gross mind, subtle mind, intellect, or ego, or subconscious mind. It has got different frequencies. And the subtler it becomes, it captures more. It becomes more powerful. It understands more. So in that way, different, we can say different waves, different frequencies, everything is there in the mind. Mind itself is a frequency. To any way you can adjust it. The television has the power to catch the frequencies, isn't it? So that is how the mind is. And as you like, you can adjust it. And sometimes it is adjusted naturally. When we go to the dream, when we go wake up, when we go to the sleep state, naturally it gets adjusted because of habits. We have been trained before.
So in the Sanskrit they use the word Kala Chakra, this eternal time, Swamiji also, that is a different thing.
We cannot tell anything decisively on time because there is no time. We have some ideas about time, some ideas. How it is concerned with the changing phenomena. When the space, the conditions change, then only we understand the time. When there is no phenomena, no changing phenomena, there is no time. That's how there is no time in meditation. No time. So how can we say something on time? Anything can be said on time.
Swamiji, can we say that time is an idea created for transactional purposes?
To behave relatively. For the behavioral world, relative world, we have to have some fact as time. Then only everything, there will be difference in everything, and time, space and conditions. On that basis only we can have transactions in our day-to-day life, or else it is impossible. If there is no difference, difference is time, calculation is time, comparison is time, and calculation is time. So if all these are not there, we are just some stone like something immovable idols. Nothing can be done. So time, space and conditions, we are conditioned to all these. Our relative transactions are dependent totally on this. So unless you go beyond time, how can you understand what is time? There is no time, there is no mind. अरे दिल गलती कर बैठा है, गलती कर बैठा है दिल, बोल हमारा क्या होगा?
So logically and analytically can we understand it is a manipulation of energy?
Call it energy. Energy itself is known as time. Manipulation or it itself. What is energy? Energy also is changing phenomena. That's how we say Maya is nothing but energy. Maya Shakti, Para Shakti. Shakti means energy. It is so complicated, we cannot have clear ideas 100% by our mind. Mind itself is subject to all these. Unless we go beyond mind, that means unless you stand still in the state of meditation, nobody can understand what is time, what is world, what is mind, what is action and reaction, what is this energy, how energy works. Nothing is certain. And so we can say everything is your mental creation. Mind also is a confusing word which has got all the meanings and no meaning also. Mind is ever changing. How can that is what we always discuss. A changing phenomena cannot understand itself because it is changing. Who will understand what? You see, there are so many complications. If we go to the depth of all these things, one has to go mad. No solutions. Seriously, don't be serious about all this. Take it lightly. Give meaning to nothing. Give value to nothing. Then only you will be happy. All these are useless, valueless, meaningless. Whatever we think, whatever we see, whatever we accept, whatever we know, everything is like that. For some time we have to go on with it, so we give some little value to something for some time. That's why I told that day, that is my heartfelt feeling. Something is seen by someone or other as something or other at some time or other in some conditions or other to be something or other and understood as something or other, and then it is expressed as something or other to others or others. And the whole world is going on in this way. Nobody is certain, nobody is assured of anything. We assume something and go on with it. That's all. This is like this is called tea, and this is called drinking. So this is called tea break. There is no tea somewhere, anywhere here. Only some color, little white, little brownish, and little water, little heat. That is called tea. It stimulates the nerves. So let us go to the other world. तदनंतर वह रुद्र और भिक्षु दोनों ही उठकर चिदाकाश के एक कोने में स्थित कहीं ब्रह्मांडांतर में चले गए. They got up because the willpower acts similarly. They have similarity in dissimilarities. They are two as well as one. So whatever one thinks, just like twin brothers, whatever one thinks, the other has to think in the same way. So they got up, and in the consciousness sky, so there is no going and reaching somewhere, it is just some language. They got up and they went away to the corner. Is there any corner in the conscious sky? In the so-called our visible elementary sky, Is there any some corner? But this is the language we have to use. They went to some corner to the other worlds. All these are just some words, and accordingly we can think over. Go on thinking something. They went to some other corner of the sky, and there was another world. ब्रह्मांडांतर में चले गए। उस जीवट के संसार रूप ब्रह्मांडांतर में लीलोपाख्यान में वर्णित रीति से प्रवेश कर उसके भूलोक में जाकर वहाँ भी उस जीवट के स्थानभूत द्वीप को और उस मंडल को, उस मंडल के अंतर्गत देश को, उस पुर को और उस घर को तथा उस घर में स्थित हाथ में तलवार धारण किए हुए जीवट को, जो कि सबकी तरह सुस्त और नष्ट संज्ञ होकर पड़ा था, उन दोनों ने देखा। अभी इसको सोचते जाओ। जस्ट गो ऑन इमेजिनिंग ऑल दीज थिंग्स, इमेजिनेशंस। उस जीवट के संसार रूप ब्रह्मांडांतर में the ascetic jivot was dreaming. So in that dream they are walking now, they are moving. Though they were awakened, they are moving in the dreamy land, because all those were dreamt by the jivat, isn't it? So now they have entered into that dreamy worlds, and they went somewhere to the corner of their mind, and that is known as the sky of consciousness. And there they saw the different world, different universe, and now they refer to the story of Leela. Leela, many times we have narrated in between, many times. There was a king, and his name was Padma, his queen's name was Leela, and Leela and Padma both were the devotees of Saraswati. Leela did penance for 103 nights, 3-night anushthan. She will not eat anything for 3 nights, and day and night go on meditating on Saraswati, the supreme power, and then he will break the vow for some time. Again she will start 3 nights vow. So in that way, 103 nights he observed very sincerely. And then because of his devotion and sincerity, goddess Saraswati, Saraswati is the name of the supreme power in the form of knowledge, sound, and language and speech. All these knowledge, all these are together only supreme power, and that power is known as Saraswati, which is ever changing. That's why Saraswati literally means one who scrolls in a crooked way, just like the snake. It never goes in a straight way. So that is called Sri. Sri means to go scrolling. So that is the meaning of Saraswati. So the power is ever changing, the universal power is ever changing. That's how it is named as Saraswati, the supreme power. When just as we have forms, so these type of supreme gods, they also at their will, they can take some forms according to qualities you think over. So if you think over the Saraswati power to have a form of some lady having a beautiful what is called Veena, which is the symbol of music. So the whole universe is nothing but a music. Why? Because the vibrations only. Vibrations are called music. If it is regulated and become rhythmical, then it is called music. So that is the authority of this music is known as Saraswati. So she must have a veena in her hand. And because she is authority of knowledge, so she must have a book on her hands. In this way we can imagine. And as you imagine, so the form is made. That is called our Ishtadevata. And when your mind is matured, that means one-pointed, then that form has to manifest. That is called Ishtadevata Darshan, vision of Ishtadevata. So in that way, Leela had the vision of Saraswati. Saraswati was pleased and she asked some boons. So Saraswati granted the boons. She said, let my husband be immortal. Saraswati said, no, it cannot be. So asked something else. So she turned back and said, Leela, let my husband not leave this house, this palace. In no condition he should leave this palace and go elsewhere. Saraswati said, yes, granted. So after some time, also our king also got the similar boon. He asked to be immortal, but that is impossible. Because body is there, it has to undergo the changes, so nothing can be possible. So Saraswati said, okay, you will be always with me. Whenever you ask me to come to your risk, I shall be ready, and you will not leave this house, palace and go anywhere. That means indirectly you are immortal, you will not die. So both were satisfied. And after some time there was a war. The king had to fight with some other king, enemy. And that king also name was Sindhu. Sindhu also was the devotee of Saraswati. He didn't ask immortality, but he asked to be winner in the battles. So here, Sindhu was winner, but Padma, the husband of Leela, was defeated in the fight. and he was terrifically wounded, and he was brought to the palace, and he was kept in a flowery bed, and he was unconscious. In one way we can say he was dead, but his life didn't go out of the palace because of the boon of the Saraswati. Now, Leela was very much perturbed. How can my husband die? So he, in the midnight, she meditated upon Saraswati. Saraswati appeared and asked her, what do you want? No, where is my husband now? How he could die? Where has he gone? He has gone nowhere, Saraswati says. He is here. So don't do the rituals to the body. Let it be covered up with the flowers. You will see him. So Saraswati, Leela said, please take me to him wherever he is. I shall see where is he in this palace. Because he cannot leave this palace and go anywhere. This was the boon. That cannot be false. So now Saraswati tells, if you want to see your husband, I can take you, but not in this body. Just sit in meditation and I will take you. So when Leela sits in meditation, Saraswati enters into her brain and adjusts the frequencies. Everywhere the yogis do the same thing. You will be sitting here, you will be seeing everything, so many things, somewhere else, but you are here. So all these facts and figures, whatever we are discussing here, it is seen in Leela's story, in Bhrugu's story, in some other stories, many stories. Their stories are different from each other, but they give the same truth. It is only play of mind. When the mind is adjusted to see something else, you can see the other worlds. It is the question of adjustment of the mental waves, thought waves. So, our Leela went with Saraswati, and 3 worlds they travelled. In all these 3 different worlds, from world they go to the other world. 3 worlds they travelled in that night within 2-3 hours. And they used to fly in the sky. They felt everything. Sitting there only. And on the other world, somewhere Padma was there, the king, and Leela also was the queen there in the other body. And the king was something very old, and there was a battle also there. The battle was going on, and in the midst of the battle or something like that, I have forgotten exactly the points, the king came home and he was sitting there. Leela was with him, and these 2 celestial beings, they appeared, they took forms before them at midnight, and the king got up, and Leela also in the other form got up, and both were both worshipped these two different beings, Saraswati and the original Leela, and they had some talks, and that Padma and that duplicate Leela, number two Leela, they thought these are some heavenly beings, and they have been pleased to come to us. And from there they disappeared and went to the other world. And there also Padma was 16 years old. He was having Leela with him, and they were ruling the kingdom very nicely and beautiful. Everything was so enjoyable. And from there also, there was also the second Leela, third Leela, and they also worshipped these two heavenly beings, and they had some dialogue also. And at night they used to appear, because in the dream only. That will be easy for them, Leela and Saraswati. And they went to some other world. There also Padma and Leela, the third duplicate, Leela and Padma. In this way they traveled 3 worlds, and then they come back to the original here, and Leela entered to her old body, and then she came to sense, and Saraswati standing before her, and Leela said, "Mother, what happened? Where had we been? And where are these worlds? Now those worlds are here only. We didn't go anywhere. How can I believe any worlds here which is real? I saw those 3 worlds as real as this, which is real." So Saraswati explains, "My dear girl, nothing is real. Here also, neither I am real nor you are real. All these are thoughts in the thoughts, and everything is golmol. Everything is you are some thought process. I am the other kind of superior or subtler thought process. I am also thought process, and I have become because I am aware of my existence. I am little more powerful than your thought process. So nothing is real. Neither you are nor I am. I am conditioned to some rules and regulations. I cannot appear anywhere and everywhere to the gross sinful persons, because my standard is different, and yet I am bound by certain laws. I am not free. Neither you free nor I free. Nothing is, everything is conditioned by conditions, by other conditions, everything. Nothing is real here. Don't be worried. Neither you are a queen, nor you have some husband called Padma as a king. Nothing is real. No war was going on. Everything is a dream process, that's all. And Leela got wisdom. She sat in the samadhi and disappeared. This is the story of Leela. It is a very long story. Similar stories are given in many other headings. World is not, essentially there is no world, that's all. However, whatever you think that appears before you, because of long habitual thinking, everything appears as real. Yesterday is not similar to today. Last moment is not similar to this moment. Everything is changing. Everything is unreal. How can we believe this world to be real? If one understands this changing phenomena where we are in, then nothing can be believed as truth. And this is how Jivat went to the other world. In the mind only. There is no other world. There is no world. Whatever you imagine, it appears. Just as anything you can write on this. This is called the absolute truth. Clean sheet. Whatever you think, that is here. And it can appear. If you want to make it visible, it will be visible. And if you know this is to be A, or this is to be something, come on. If you say there is some lines over this white paper, you say it is line. Do everyone say? It is your assumption. It is a line. Some lines are there, and some digits are 30 degree, 30 degree. Some angles are there. Is it same for others? What does a child know? There is no angle, there is no 30 degree, there is no degree, no 30, nothing is here. Only some ink, some lines. See the small child, he also doesn't know this is called line. Some black spots, that's all. You have named it and you have accepted it. You have been thinking of it continuously as this. That's how it appears to you as this. What does a bird think about this? What will an ant think about this? They have also eyes and they have minds also. So, what does an illiterate man think about this? Who knows nothing about education, nothing. He has not learnt anything. Only he can speak some few words. What will he speak about this?
सादा पन्ना बर्बाद कर दिया.
Panna barbad kar diya. You have spoiled the white paper. That much he will say. That's how we say in Hindi, Kala akshar bhais barabar. Kala akshar bhais barabar. All these are just like some buffaloes or some black crows. He will say, this is the beak of a crow. What else he can see? In this way, all these worlds, our life, every idea, whatever we repeat again and again, that appears as something before us, what we think to be, that appears like that. Similarly, the case with every object, our every assumptions, our every understanding, our knowledge, our day-to-day life, our day-to-day transactions, our relative relationships with others, everything is assumed only. And because of repeated habits, we understand something to be something as in some time, in some place, in some conditions, which is totally different from other situations. So he says they went to some other world. जो कि सब की तरह सुस्त, अच्छा चलो कहाँ गए? They went to some other world where they entered into the world and they reached the earth there, means a solid center of that universe. And in that earth, somewhere, that Jibat in some other form, where he was, that island they reached. और उस मंडल को, उस मंडल के अंतर्गत देश को, and they saw that land and that country within that land, in that universe, उस पुर को और उस घर को, and they went to the house of that Jibat in that world, and they entered to his room, तथा उस घर में स्थित हाथ में तलवार धारण किए हुए जीवट को देखे. And there they entered to that room of Jibat, and they saw Jibat was sleeping with a sword in his hand. A sword in his hand. He was sleeping there. And he was sleeping just like a dead body. हाथ में तलवार धारण किए हुए जीवट को, जो कि सब की तरह सुस्त और नष्ट संज्ञ होकर पड़ा था. He was unconscious. He was sleeping in deep sleep. उन दोनों ने देखा, both of them, they saw that Jibat sleeping there. वहाँ पर स्थित लोगों के लिए स्वयं दर्शन के अयोग्य होने के कारण रुद्र एवं भिक्षु के शरीर के भाव को, जीवट बोधनाभिप्राय को तथा रुद्र के कोटि सूर्य के समान प्रभा के अंतरूप संपूर्ण अपने प्रभाव को अंतर्ध्यान शक्ति से छिपाकर वे जीवट के संस्कृति प्रदेश में पहुँचे. These two beings, Rudra, which had so much effulgence of knowledge, and this Jivat also, because he was also aware in the consciousness, so they were some luminous beings, and they, by their willpower, they hid their effulgence, and they became some visible ordinary forms, and they saw Jibat was sleeping there in that world, and they entered to the the what we can say, of course they entered to his subconscious mind, but he is using some words for that. Sanskriti Pradesh, they went and entered to that state where all the impressions are stored. That means the subconscious mind. That state where all the impressions or memories are stored. Just as our state of Uttarakhand, only it is full of hills. Mountains are visible here. Himalayas, mountains range is visible here. This is called Uttarakhand. Similarly, the part of his mind, subconscious mind, where all these impressions are stored, to that state they entered into. That means easily we can say they entered into the subconscious mind, chitta of that jivat. All are only jivats, but in different forms. और वहाँ उस जीवट को जगाकर शीघ्र ही उसे स्वचित्तांश चित्त से एवं स्वांश चिदाभास रूप तत्वज्ञान जीव से संयुक्त बनाकर के भीतर एक स्वरूप और बाहर तीन रूप वाले रुद्र जीवट तथा भिक्षु तत्वदर्शन हो जाने से परमार्थतः तत्वज्ञ होते हुए भी अज्ञानी एवं विस्मय रहित होते हुए भी विस्मय से चकित होकर चित्र लिखित पुरुषों के समान क्षण भर तक चुपचाप स्थित रहे. And there they entered there and adjusted everything with the consciousness portion of their own. They adjusted the consciousness state of they adjusted into consciousness of that sleeping jivat. They entered into subconscious mind and they adjusted it. So he got up and in the consciousness they were one, and outwardly as form holders they were different, three forms. Three in one, they became three in one. It is not impossible. We can see three things at a time also. With one vision we can see three things, one within the other. Can we not see three? See how many things we see within each other in this mirror or this glass. So it is not impossible for those higher beings. Their mind is so subtle, they can see everything in one. So what to speak of three in one? That is just a play. Yes. So in this way, one Rudra became two, and then they have become three. And this Jibat, third Jibat, was in some other world. So tomorrow we shall see the fourth one, and in this way he will wake up everyone. In the end, there will be 100 in one. This is how Buddha also saw his past lives, at present, everything. Yogis, they see the past lives. And if you remind me, I will give you some tricks how the yogis go to the past. Anybody can go, but you have to practice. One who is interested, he can practice this. Methods are there. But thing is, if you want to practice it, you can practice it and get the result. There are innumerable paths we can tread upon. But what do you really want? What do you really want? Everybody wants only one thing: how to reach the top. How to reach the top. Adopt any track, any way you like. You can go on roaming in the foothills. Who forbids you?
Swamiji, once you reach the top, there is no past life and future life. As long as one is in the individual consciousness, there is past life and future life. But once you reach the absolute awareness, no past, no future.
Okay? Okay? And if there are, why objection? No objection. Everything is agreed. Everything. If you say there is no past, no present, no future, that is already there. There is no time. Where is past, where is future? That is also true. If you want to see all this, you can see at a glance. One who is standing up on the peak, if he wants to see many things, 100 kilometers at a glance, he can see. If he doesn't want to see, never mind. Just see up. There is only the sky, consciousness sky. Whatever you want to see, it is your free will. No objection. So tomorrow we shall see further.
So Swamiji, in other words, so Satchitananda, no past, no future.
Of course that is true. Nobody objects to it. But if you say Satchidanand, then what is that Satchidanand? It has got three aspects. Sat, Chit, Anand. How do you say it is Satchidanand? You cannot say anything. And if you say something, come on, say, go on telling. Everything is accepted. When you say Sat, Chit, Anand, when you say Satchidanand, then you can see also, you can say if you like, there are dreams also. When you get up from the dream, where is the dream? And if you like to see it, you can see also. It is your free will. Whatever you say, you are right. Whatever. No objection. Hari Om. Tomorrow we shall see further. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai. Satchidananda Bhagavan ki jai. Sabda Brahma ki jai. Saraswati Maharani ki jai. Yoga Vasistha ji Bhagavan ki jai. Hari